Hello, it is I, Dr. Brian Lorgan 111, and welcome back to Isles of Sea and Sky, where last time we managed to freeze one of these gleaming pillars with the power of wind. And looking back, the upper left pillar, or the upper left room on this map, did end up unlocking the upper left thing here, which appears to be wind. I think the bottom left is earth, the upper right is fire, and the bottom right is water, just based on the symbols, so that might hint at what we're supposed to do in these other puzzles. In any case, I've taken a look at all three, only for a few minutes, and seen some directions to start off the puzzles that I hadn't started that look like they're going to be useful. So let's go ahead and do those things. So, I experimented last time with doing this as a nice start. But what I didn't realize is that there's a nice follow-up that I can do. So if I push this over here, and then also push you around this corner, then I can get multiple crates in here. Oops, before I do that, I want to duplicate you. Wooshi can push this one. He drops it off 2 squares away. But then this one will get bumped in and only knock here, and now I can actually break these little crystals, which means I can start doing things, because now I have access to Wooshi, and Wooshi's the best. So, if my end goal, I think, is to crash a golem into the crystal in the upper right, then there's a variety of ways that I might think I'm going to do it. For now, though, I have access to Wooshi, and I think with Wooshi I can do some amazing things. So for example, even here, I'm pretty sure I can get Wooshi out. Yeah, I should be able to get Wooshi out here even if I do this first. Because I can walk all the way, oops. Oh, there's a place to walk up in the trees here. No secrets though. I can walk all the way back over here. And then, actually, can I do this? Yeah. That's nice, because, yeah, I think I can whoosh the rock golem shortly. Do I want to whoosh this crate to the right? I think not really. I think I can just walk Wooshi over here. And if I whoosh the rock golem, I think I lose access to Wooshi, maybe? But that's going to happen regardless, I think. So I think I do want to just go ahead and whoosh him and get that thing opened. And now that I've done that, what happens if I crash a rock golem into here? He's going to whoosh back into me and then kill me. Right. So that's probably not what I want to do. So I could probably reset the puzzle, maybe? I have multiple crates. Can I possibly whoosh something over here now and hold that down? Probably. But I think I need Wooshi again. I think I can't get Wooshi back. So I'm going to reset the puzzle now that I've unlocked the little greenimajiggers. And yeah, actually with Wooshi, can't I just whoosh this kind of directly? So hey Wooshi, come over here, and you're a little bit closer to me, and more importantly, you're closer to this crate. There we go. I can hold that down and unlock the last green arrow majigger, which gives me access to the fire elemental, which I know I can use to bump the golem for one. And so I might be able to bump him upwards and then like whoosh him rightwards or something. So, it seems to me now that I can simply push him here. Actually, can I just do most of this with pushing? Like, I don't think I need the fire elemental. Because I can do... Oh, I can't walk out of here. I was going to say I can do that to get the crystal to grow, and then he'll bump up against it. But I can't walk out of there. If I had a crate to push through, which I no longer do... Right. Is there any chance that fireballs destroy crystals or anything crazy? Or could I... Why can I just not do this? Here's an idea. I just want a backstop for the golem when I push him to the north. And so I believe I could do this. Push the golem north. Great. And now I just need to push him to the right, and I feel like Wooshie could do that. Because Wooshie's pretty good at whooshing. Not sure if you're aware. There we go. Okay. Through the power of Earth. We're going to see another cutscene, I imagine. What do we got this time? Mountains. The snake corpse. The earth golem building a temple. Or stairs or something. The other three elementals coming and placing a sacred orb on top of it. And then going off to their respective portions of the world. Or something. Maybe that's where I'm headed now in the Sanctum. Maybe we're looking at our final destination. And also, near the glowing snake, there was also another one of those orbs glowing on the ground. Okay, but there's the lower left one. Great. So let's move on to the next puzzle. So yeah, I think you have access to all 4 elementals, but you might not actually need them. So you have to pick and choose what's actually going to be useful to you. So in this puzzle, something that I realized since last time is that I can wake up Wooshie by shooting him with fire. And that's kind of a big deal because it means that I could whoosh some water down here, which means that I could also push some water over here, which means that I'll be able to walk in here and open this thing up. And so now I've got one of the green arrows, and that's going to completely change the look of this puzzle, because now I can start with Wooshie. And I have also seen from my previous experimentation that I can knock the rock golem back 1 square by doing that. And then I think I could whoosh him into the other green arrow. That was not the best whooshing I've ever done. Let's pick a different way to whoosh. Let's whoosh up here. And then whoosh over here. There we go. Another green arrow down. Now what do I think I need to do? These are great questions. I'm glad we're asking them. What happens if a rock golem goes into the water, I wonder? Well, I guess I'll be able to find it out if I reset the puzzle again. Do I just want to whoosh the rock golem again, probably, maybe? Let's try that just because I'd like to experiment, even though I'm not sure that it's going to be information that will be useful to me ever, or for very long in any case, since I'm presumably almost done with the game. He went through and kept rolling in the new direction that the water current sent him and rang the bell. Okay, that's pretty super fantastic. That gets us most of the way to solving the puzzle, I believe. Because now I can come back this way. My goal is to get the water elemental to the crystal Maduger over there. And so now... could I just whoosh him into it, possibly? I think not quite. Do I want him to ever try to duplicate something? Because he can, like, unduplicate after he's duplicated. And also, I could potentially hold down these buttons. Yeah, if you were, like, duplicating crates or something. Should I have tried to get the crate down there? Maybe I don't want to bring the water elemental up here. Maybe I want to bring the crate down here? I'm not sure I'd get the crate back up, though. There's a lot of possible ways that I could choose to interact with the puzzle right now. I'm not sure which one of them makes sense. So I'm just going to try one. That's probably wrong. To experiment. So Wooshie, I need you on a different parity. There we go. You can only get 1 whoosh. Right. So you'll whoosh him over here, and that's not quite good enough, and then I can't push you anymore. And if I whooshed him down or something... I could duplicate Wooshi, actually, at this point. Hold on. Let's play around with this for just a moment. Let's watch this. I can duplicate Wooshi. And then I could whoosh Wooshi. And now I'm controlling Wooshi again. You turned back into your elemental form. But I don't think it really bought me anything. I don't think it really bought me anything. So is there anything else I could do? Could I whoosh you from south to north and then try to hit you with a fire elemental thingy? I think no, because I wouldn't have the fireballs to do it. And then obviously I have access to this bit of water, which I can use to extend this over here. And I guess I could have, like, thrown a crate against you or something. Actually, I could throw the crate against you now, and then is there any chance that Wooshi can cause you to duplicate? No, he just kills you that way. This is probably wrong, but I'm curious what happens if Wooshi tries to whoosh this thing. Okay. That kind of is what I expected, which is basically it rings with that elemental sign, but it's the wrong element. And so that does not help us solve the puzzle. Wooshi can't stand on this. The rock golem already rang the bell. So let's back up to right after the rock golem rang the bell and see if there's a way that I can use the water elemental to mimic a crate or something. So back over here. I could have had the water elemental mimic a crate or something. Is there a way to get him to mimic this water block? The only place I can push him is up here. And the water block, I think, can't travel all the way in there. Because I could push the water block this far. And then it'd be kind of stuck, and I don't even think I can really whoosh it over there. Have I seen what Wooshi... Does Wooshi react? No, I think Wooshi just flies right over the water streams. I'm fairly certain we already saw that. Yeah, Wooshi just flies right over the water streams. Doesn't care. So, if I push this down, that ends up there. I would be able to mimic a crate. But I'm unclear that that does anything useful for me. I could whoosh a crate to the north, possibly? I could whoosh a crate to the north. Actually, I could just... Yeah, I could totally do that. So, what I'm seeing now is I believe I could push this crate to the north. I can't push it any farther, but I could whoosh it farther. Because Wooshi is capable of traversing the water streams, as we just saw. So let's have Wooshi come down here on a magical adventure. And I want Wooshi to whoosh this. That opens one of these two thingy-madoos. That's nice. And now, possibly, if I mimic Wooshi, I might be able to do something. Oh, I did not do what I was hoping to do. Right, because things get thrown twice. Okay, so maybe I didn't want to do that. What did holding down that one button do for me? Honestly, not a lot. I really kind of just need to hold both of them down. But I don't know how to do that. Was there another way that I could have used Wooshi? Suppose I had... Oops, not done that. Suppose I had done this. Can Wooshi whoosh that one up there? I think so. Is that helpful to me? Unclear. It is, because I can whoosh again. There we go. So I'm going to go whoosh again. I can't whoosh again. I can't stand there. I'm a silly goose. Why would I think such a thing? I can't get the water elemental there. I pushed the crate through already. Pushing a crate into whooshy. Oh, pushing a crate into whooshy. Pushing a crate into whooshy is a thing I could do. If I still had the crate here, it would just kind of like destroy the other crate or something, but I forgot that that's a thing. So is there a way I could use whooshy to push one and then push the other crate into him for the other? I don't think so. And the fire elemental and the golem. The golem rang the bell. The bell seems like it's going to be important so that I can eventually get the water elemental up here. If I had another crate... Let's back a number of things up once again. Remind me what happens when a fireball shoots a water block. The water block does not even recoil. However, when a fireball hits a wooden crate, I think the crate does recoil. It only catches fire if it doesn't recoil. Yeah, so that would push a crate. So the fire elemental could possibly push the crate an extra block. So let's reset the puzzle again. It definitely feels like if I'm trying to get water here, I do need to ring the copper bell. We discovered a way to ring the copper bell was to get the golem into the bell by having him go through the water stream. In order to get the golem where I want him... Actually, was there a different way to do that? Yes. There is a different way to do that that doesn't involve spending any fireballs, I believe. Which is... if Whooshy were sitting here and I push the golem to the right, he'll get whooshed, he'll stop here, and then I can just bump him over and he'll ring the bell. Now I still have all of my fireballs intact. So that could be important because I could shoot fireballs to the left over here. In fact, let's just make sure that I don't want fire here. It rang with fire. It did not cause a dream or anything, so that is clearly the wrong element. That's what I expected. We have to do water. So if Whooshy could whoosh the water elemental to the left, then I could just bang him up. Okay, so I think I have a solution now. Because Whooshy can whoosh this guy two things to the north by coming from the south. So Whooshy, how about stopping in a pushable position for me? That'd be great. Alright, Whooshy, whoosh him to the north. And then Fireball Guy, shoot him to the left, and he will bump into it, and that's all I need? Yeah! Alright, we solved the water thing, and we'll get to see more of the lore of this world. And so what do we got? We have perhaps the Sanctum Temple on some mountain island. We have the snake corpse. We have the glowing thing in the water. It's resonating, or it's transforming the world it's upon into glowy bits. And then it becomes the woman that we've been chasing or something, maybe? And she flies over to find... I guess we're going to need to see the last cutscene in order to find out what she finds. Maybe us, the man? Or maybe it's still going. So there's this thing in a depression under the water. She's dove in to swim down to find it. There's her spear. There's a heartbeat. And another figure appears. So maybe this is like creation myth or something? I'm not sure. We got one more puzzle to try to solve. Try to find out all these answers. In any case, this is going to ring the bottom right portion of the bell. And now the last one we have to hit with a fireball, and I have at least some idea of how I can start breaking open this puzzle. It occurred to me that I can get an explodey crate to explode over here by being clever. So I have a wind elemental at my disposal, which is very useful. And so I need to not let this thing get too hot. And so the problem with pushing it to the left right now is if I push it left 2 more times, it would get too hot. But fortunately, wind elementals throw things an extra square. But that's probably a bad way to do things because Wuxi was no longer in a pushable position. So I want to throw him an extra square from here, probably. Then I can simply push him over here and push him over here. And so I think I could set this thing on fire now. It needs to have 3 fire ticks to actually catch fire, and then I have a chance to like push it around again. And so I think I might want to... Oops, I burned myself. I think I might want to push it to the north and then have Wuxi whoosh it down so it actually catches more fire than it normally would, so that I can get it to be aiming downwards. That was a bad move. Aiming downwards as it catches fire. So now it's up to 2 fire ticks. And here's 3 fire ticks, and now I can just walk away. And it exploded open the green thingy, which also gives me access to the stone golem now. So the stone golem has apparently 8 fire hit points or something, and so he kind of like increases some over there. And so I imagine I could burn the stone golem to death if I did something like this. Easier said than done. Okay, Wushi's now facing right, and so if I push you up... Yes, the stone golem burned to death from being on too many hot tiles. Okay. So, I broke open the green arrow, which means now I have access to get the stone golem out. With the stone golem out, he can presumably ring the copper bell somehow, I'm thinking. And yeah, that seems pretty plausible to me at a glance. I think the only thing we need to do is redirect him and make sure he doesn't catch on too much fire, but I think he has enough hit points that what I'm trying to do here just would work. So if I do this, he would be aiming rightwards. So he can just roll over there and hit the dice. Yep, that's fine. And then I think I can just roll him north and then hit the bell. He jumps over. There's the bell. Now I have access to the fire elemental. Great. We're trying to set fire to the glowy crystal thing on the upper right. That's our ultimate goal. I think I should reset the puzzle. Now I have the capability of pushing the fire guy around. And so the obvious thing I notice is that I could aim upwards through here. And if I do that multiple times, I can actually break one of those thingies. But I'm going to need to do it like a lot more times than that because there's more stuff to aim through. Which means I probably have to free our friend over here so that I can mimic the fireballs and get more fireballs, basically. So if I want to do that, or possibly redirect the fireballs, I probably need the golem, the stone earth elemental, to go sit on the green square so that I can open up the other green arrow. So let's do exactly what we did to start. Roll this guy over here. Then I'm going to think carefully about how I can get him down. I need to get him against this wall. Then I could get Wuxi facing right to the right of me over here. And then I could push him down. So how do I get him against this wall? I just need him to run into something. Wuxi would work just fine. Wuxi, come help me out. Yeah, so then I could push the golem downwards, except I can't get north of the golem right now. Oops. So let's do the same thing, but while I'm up on this side. That'll work fine. I'm gonna whoosh myself over here. There we go. Okay, so golem, you go over here. You've now boxed out Wooshie, so Wooshie can't get in there, so I've gone the wrong way. Okay. So then what I think I need to do, actually, is something more along these lines. I want you to stop there, but you can't right now. Okay. So if I push the golem here, he runs into there. Then I need to get Wooshie in front of him, which once again is easier said than done. There we go. But Wooshie has the wrong parity currently. There we go. Wooshie stopped while facing to the right. So now I think I can hold down this button. And then, am I capable of walking in here right now? Yes. Okay. Now I have access to a water mimic, which means I can get more fireballs than I had previously. Could I ring the copper bell still? That might be useful. It might not be necessary, though. Might not be necessary, though. So how many fireballs do I need? I would need 6 fireballs to destroy the 3 crates. And I've seen already that if I mimic a fire elemental multiple times, you don't get extra fireballs. So I don't have enough fireballs to do that, which means I need to actually come up with other clever ways to destroy some crates, like perhaps rolling a mimic through them or something. Let's just reset the puzzle now that I've undone the arrow and I have access to the mimic. And let's find out what happens if I roll a golem through the purple portal up at the top. I think the golem will end up getting in the way, and so this won't actually be something that I really want to do. But until I try it, I think I won't know for sure. So let's do that, and then get Wooshie coming back over here. And that was a bad place to put Wooshie. Let's put Wooshie there. And so if Wooshie were facing upwards right here, then I can find out my answer. I do indeed destroy a crate. But now the golem is trapped in there, probably in a pretty unfortunate situation, but let's just experiment a little bit more. A fireball would deflect the golem upward, which pushed him up 1. He is capable of destroying the crate, but he's going to be absorbing the fireballs, and so I will never be able to shoot a fireball through this portal to get there. Also, the green portals exist, presumably for a reason. What reason do I think that is? I can't fire a fireball north through it to try to explode all the other explodable crates, which would be a pretty exciting thing to do. I do have 1 crate I could push through to the north. Ah, and that would explode all the rest. That must be what I'm supposed to do. So in order to get this crate across, it would fall into the lava and become a stepping stone unless I get clever and whoosh it across. No, it still ends up there and becomes a stepping stone. Okay. Can I retrieve any other of those explodey crates? I don't think so. Can I create a cascade explosion somehow? Maybe. Like maybe somehow using the fire guy and the mimic, I could somehow explode all of these crates up here and something interesting might happen. Doesn't look like much interesting is going to happen. That's another way to push the golem around that doesn't involve whooshy. I think that's just an easier way to get the golem around if you get rid of those crates or something, maybe. Is there any other way I could imagine using this green portal? Could I retrieve a wooden crate? If I did, it wouldn't help. Wooden crates just die in the lava. Oh, what if I am being silly, and in fact what I actually want to do is a variation of what I just tried to do. Oops. Which is to do this. Push the crate into whooshy. Then he gets whooshed across the lava and he ends up over there. There we go. Now the problem is whooshy's in the way. What happens when whooshy gets hit by a fireball? This might be okay. Oh, I'm controlling whooshy. Oh, that was actually pretty cool, actually. But whooshy's still in the way. I think I'd prefer to control whooshy over here and get whooshy back out. And now I think I can just shoot the fireball, and I think I'm almost done. Now if I walk away, this will all explode. And now I can shoot my final fireball. Except I can't. Except I can. Because I have a mimic who can shoot my final fireball. Say that 5 times fast. Final fireball for me. So you become a fire elemental. And now you shoot fire through this guy. And I have unlocked the Tail of Fire. We're doing it. I think today is the day. I believe this is episode 25. That's kind of a nice round number. Okay. So, through a fight between elementals and the woman with the spear who killed some void snake in outer space, these things appeared on the world. And is this going to become us? I guess we still don't get to find out just yet. We're going to have to go through at least one more screen. I don't think it's going to be a puzzle screen, though. I think it's just going to be a lore screen out here. I could be wrong. I also wonder if I have 100%ed this game. I feel pretty good about all the things we've done, so I think it's a possibility. Alright, I've destroyed this thing. I'm not moving forward before I check for secrets. Because that's what we do in this game. Not detecting any on the left side. Some cute little indentations over here. Oops. Ah, it's kind of interesting that I can walk all the way in here. But yeah, not detecting any on the right-hand side either. Alright, so let's see what's up here. This is the music of the original area of the ancient island once again. And she was about to appear once I got close enough. But I'm still looking for secrets, because that's what I do. Okay. Okay, once I walked there, I lost control. And are we going to have one more dream? Oh, there's all the stars. Am I giving the stars back to her? Am I resurrecting her with starlight? Is she absorbing the stars because she's actually the evil one and it was all a big twist? I am being brought upwards. We are flying through the air, across the ocean. But it's a pleasant drift. And almost a dance. And I have been transformed into a partner god for this goddess. And here we are, standing at the sanctum, the 4 elemental mountain isles or whatever. Our power resonates out, calls back the elementals to us, who give their power to some circle orby thing. And what previously was a vast ocean with a few isles now is becoming an entire Earth with continents? I'm just doing my own speculative narrative based on what I'm seeing on the screen. A rainbow of color. And so is this representative of planet Earth out in space? I think it is. An ocean planet. And on that ocean planet now appears land. The world. Earth, water, fire, wind. The 4 elements. Those were the gods of each of those areas. Here's the Earth guy with his big hands, sucking up all the earthy bits and juggling some balls or something, I'm not sure. Here's the water elemental, who's pouring a jug out onto the water, or out onto the planet, or out onto the sands, and creating human life? Are they all mixing together their elements to infuse human life? Fire is breathing fire into this figure. So Earth made the clay that basically created the shape of the thing. And then the water and like the fire gives it something, and now the wind is gonna like breathe life into it. So yeah, I feel like creation myth is a good description for what I think we're witnessing. And then the gods, me and this crazy lady, use our power of lightning to Dr. Frankenstein-y bring this thing to life. Once again, with colors of the rainbow, all of the mixed elementals create what is now humanity that then goes and flourishes on the Earth that's been created? Perhaps? Quite an extended cutscene for the end of the game. So here's all the multiplying peoples, starting out perhaps on the Sanctum Island, and eventually spreading throughout, building towns and cities. They've discovered fire. And there's pretty starlight in the sky. And then your completion time, 28 hours, 31 minutes, 34 seconds. Cool. I presume now we get a credits roll? Do I get a completion percentage? Credits. Jason Newman. Good job. It took a while. But yeah, this turned into a pretty amazing game. Music, Craig Culver. And yeah, it seems like those two people did almost all of it. Thanks as always to playtesters. This game not only had playtesters before release, but also had a few months after release to bake and get a bunch of feedback from the community. It went from 1.0 to 1.2. I played the 1.2 update. I've been advised by some friends to wait on that update before playing the game. I think I'm glad that I did based on the little bit of feedback. Only a few episodes have aired thus far, but people have told me about some of the differences since the original release that presumably have improved the game. And I think there's probably, based on what we saw with the secret room that we found, going to be some update in the future where some more content is added. But I enjoyed this game a lot. It had a number of unique mechanics, and it also, despite the fact that there was a lot of mechanics, it managed to fit them all very compactly into a small number of puzzles. You were forced to experiment on your own. Nothing was explained to you. But the experimentation, even within the bounds of individual puzzles, was sufficient that you could figure out all the mechanics you needed. It did seem like a number of puzzles had multiple solutions, which I do like, rather than trying to paint things so that you were always forced to find the one solution that the creator originally intended for the puzzle. There were a number of places where I didn't feel like I utilized all the puzzle elements. Alex Diener, there's a friend of mine. He's how I discovered this game. He played Akurra, which was its former name, as a demo version over 4 years ago. And I watched about 5 minutes of his first video. He did a little 4-video series on this game. I watched about 5 minutes of it, and I was like, I want this game. And I wishlisted it. And that was like 4.5 years ago. Games take a long time to bake. But this was a good one. Yeah, I think I can imagine that the metroidvania aspect, meaning that you might need a power-up before you can solve this puzzle, and requiring you to discern whether or not you should be working on the puzzle or whether you should be trying to find a power-up to come back and work on this puzzle, is something that's not common to many puzzle games. And so some people might find that off-putting. I believe I had 109 stars, so I got all of them. But I didn't mind it. This game was only frustrating kind of like briefly, once or twice, very briefly in the middle. I enjoyed the puzzle challenges. I enjoyed the exploration from the Metroidvania aspect and kind of like bouncing around between a few different places along the way. And so I thought this game was great. I used my screenshot tool. It was a little bit handy on the Fire Volcano Island for discovering the locations of the statues that you had to push around for one of the puzzles. And it was useful a little bit for maybe the like dragonfly puzzle, and yeah, it was useful a few places, being able to review my own screenshots. But honestly, the in-game map, at least in the state that it's in now in version 1.2, was pretty good. I think was good enough, and I think that's one of the things that was improved quite a bit since 1.0 from what I've read. I'm pressing a button to dismiss this. I forgot to mention, or maybe I did mention already, that a few episodes ago, when I got 100 stars, at that point I'd already gotten all 17 achievements in the game. So I don't think there's like any achievements for completing the game. And it does seem to me that they still have more puzzles they want to add, perhaps in some DLC update, you know, a year or two from now. And yeah, I would come back to play it, because these were fun puzzles. And just, yeah, again, a unique game. Like Sokoban Metroidvania, I don't know that there's a whole lot of other games that I would say kind of like fit into that genre, per se. So that was good. Here's what my final stats look like once again. Let me know if possibly there are more things to get. You're welcome to do so in the comments at this point. Assuming that it's related to 1.2. If at some point you come back to this video after 1.3 comes out and they added more content, I don't want to hear about that because I might want to play it again and get not be spoiled for it. I wonder what happens if I re-enter my save file. It does just leave me here, and I could see kind of like the final cutscene again, I suppose. And I suppose at this point, if I wanted to go back and try to pick up any items that I didn't get, I'd be able to do so. But given that I have 12, 12, 12, 12, 12 of all the gems, 109 stars, and a bunch of extra keys, I was wondering how you could ensure that the player was never going to get soft locked. And I think basically there's just extra keys, and that's probably a good way to do it. And so the keys are just kind of a minor gating mechanism in terms of getting through the game. That's my guess. That's my hunch. But yeah, I guess that's it. This game is great. I'm glad I played it. I hope, as always, that you all are having a great day, and I will see you again soon with something new. For now, bye-bye.